So, let's take a look at this duel I played recently, where I made a bunch of mistakes. So we're going to take a look at those, but we're also going to take a look at the things that I did that helped me turn it around anyway. Or, well, turn it around and then actually keep the lead. So let's see what happens.
Round begins in 3, 2, 1. Fight.
So this is very unusual for me, experiencing that someone actually comes for this item, but I figured he couldn't possibly have had time to get the other one as well, so I took a quick run over there. This is a fairly safe place, right? So difficult for him to get me here, and here comes the first mistake. When I know that he's around here, he can spam rockets here to hurt me, and I shouldn't be just running into that. But I was too focused on like trying to get lightning gun, and there comes the first rocket. So this is where I should back off at the very latest, but I don't. And so this complete mess of a fight happens and I die. So the problem, like, if you just take a cursory look at a situation like this, you might think, okay, I just messed up the fight. I played that fight very badly. And I mean, yes, of course, I was far from perfect. But that's not the real problem. The real problem is that I even went into this fight. Right, if I had kept more distance, I could have turned it into a rail battle instead, and like there wasn't any clear advantage for me at that point in time. So why actually get into the fight? Okay, that's just me not really being prepared for a fight at all. Right, I heard him, but I didn't kind of mentally process that enough to draw consequences and not go for the railgun. I mean, I could have, if I had noticed this in time, I could have done anything else. I go through the teleporter, then from there on over to heavy machine gun and whatever. So I mean, I did a massive amount of damage, and I even maybe could have won the fight, but I didn't. And that's another fight that I shouldn't have taken. And a fight that I should have avoided, especially because I had nothing in terms of weapons. If I had rocket launcher, maybe that would have been okay. I can easily get a bit of height advantage here. Alright, now I start being a little more careful at least. Right? It's about the same situation, but this time I kept more cover, and that gave me a much better outcome. So now he's down there, and I could try and spam down rockets, so it's always kind of dangerous approaching the corner because he can do like splash damage with rockets there easily. So what I should be doing here is wait and see what he does, and that's actually what I do. And for some reason he decides to come through the teleporter after I hit a very significant amount of damage on him. So this fight he should not have taken. That's a big mistake on his part. And as a result I win. So I might have considered picking up the bubbles first here. Oh, and that's what I do actually. So, this is a classic, right? Someone waiting here in the window. I could have seen that coming, but I handled it okay, right? At least I returned all of the damage. And now we have the classic deep embrace situation where one person is at the top and one person is below, and each is trying to figure out what the other is going to do. Now I'm removing the sound cues because now he can't hear me. That's amazing entry damage, but now I don't quite dare stay there because I'm railable. But at least I get heavy without any big competition. Now once again, like giving him any sound cues, wait for him to do something, like go up there. Now he's kind of very exposed, and I can start doing damage. And that was quite clean, and that's the kind of fight you want, right? I think I saw him there, but it might have been me seeing machine gun. So one downside of me picking yellow for the outlines. So he probably got... Okay, so I meant to double jump, but I pressed space once and it immediately triggered both parts of the jump, which happens fairly often for me. This is not where I wanted to be, but it turns out that it's actually a good place for me to be. He kind of messed this up because he started out doing the fight with nail gun, which is extremely hard when it's as open. Right, so the last thing... Okay, I thought this was a different situation, never mind. So that was pretty straightforward too. An easy extra frag. And plenty of time to pick up like the last couple of weapons that I really want to have. This rail is pretty damn good, isn't it? So now I'm gonna try and do more damage to him, but I'm not gonna just chase after him because I'm not that stacked right now. So I'm gonna jump through there and see if I can hit another rail. And yes, I could have, but I missed it. Oh, bad. Okay, but there we go. I was still not quite railable, so I figured I can achieve two things at once here. Number one, kill him. Number two, stop him from getting the item. And number three, actually getting the item myself. So that made it worth going for that last rail. Yeah, that was very careless of me, obviously. But hey, at least I got him too, and I get the good spawn where I get heavy for free, basically. Oh, he's gonna double back. He kind of messed that up because when he used the orb aggressively, he kind of got disoriented for a bit. And in that time, I could kind of start messing him up. Now this is me making a mistake, because this is kind of an obvious place for him to be. Respawn there, get rail, and then he has this angle on me. I could have seen that coming, but I was completely focused on something else. Ooh, nice. That was around the corner, right? And here's the next mistake, because I shouldn't have gotten closer to him at this point. Even if I had used lightning gun, which would have allowed me to do more consistent damage here, just if he hits one half decent rocket, I'm dead. So I have no business being here, and I should have stayed away and instead like stay behind, like at the end of this wall and see where he goes, so I can get away safely and stack up. But instead I die. So once again, might be at the window. No, it's not. And didn't manage to do any damage here. I was just trying to figure out where he's gonna go. Remove the sound cue. Didn't want to take that damage, but this is his same mistake again, taking the orb and then being disoriented for a moment. And while he is, I can do a lot of damage to him. He's still got the item, but he lost more than he gained. So, okay. This rail I simply wasn't prepared for. I wasn't aware that this shot is possible. I've done it myself, but that doesn't mean I'm aware that it can be done from like to you. So if I had kind of kept that in mind, I probably would have moved a little differently. All right, try and avoid him doing more damage to me. Now he's at the window again. Chip damage. Yeah, that was kind of not the place to go, because obviously it was kind of obvious he might go out here, and I didn't have much to didn't have many options to do much there, especially no burst damage. Right, bit of chip damage. That was an amazing rocket, prediction rocket. So, and here we come to the next biggish mistake, where I should have switched to lightning gun immediately, so I could have started damaging him consistently while I was falling down. Like, assuming I wanted to take this fight at all, I could just as well have stayed up there. But instead I mess up the fight like a madman. Alright, and now it's kind of, I was hoping that he was going to stay up there so I could take this, but no. Turns out that hope is not a good strategy. I really didn't expect him to drop down here. I assumed he would be aware that I was somewhere around here with rail and he would not risk it, but he did risk it. And I was so surprised that I ended up actually not hitting at all. And one obvious thing he might have done was come up here and shoot a rail while mostly concealed. But he goes somewhere else, so I can use the time to grab rockets. That situation looks slightly familiar. Okay, this time he dropped down. And this was the situation I was thinking about earlier. I totally did not expect him to jump back up again after taking all that damage. And so I wasn't really prepared for this to happen. If I had been prepared, I wouldn't have stood here. I would have stood there, right? To make it, once again, kind of shoot a rocket over there that hits him before he can even get an angle with his own rockets. I mean, it wasn't too bad overall because I managed to do even more damage before I died. But it would have been even nicer if I hadn't died in the first place. So this time I was reasonably confident that he would not be down here. So this time it was a better choice going for the small armor, but I didn't expect him to be there either. Fortunately, he didn't expect me to be down there either, so... Alright, I'm moving around with sound here, just in case he's still up there. And I'm supposed to let him think that I'm kind of trying to guard this area and suggest to him that he should be going the other way around, but he's actually down there, so... And now he's most like the most obvious thing to do would be to come through here, so that's what I'm setting up for. And then when he does, I'm actually very surprised. And that was a complete waste. But at least he wasn't surprised, and he could damage me. Messed up that jump. And then I just saw this small armor spawn. Now, is he going to drop down and attack me? Is he going to stay up there? I kind of need to find out. So I'm going to stay somewhere where I have many angles to get away. And we got another rail on me, but it's not too bad. Alright, same thing again. See if he comes there. I'll make some noise here. Ooh, I was not prepared for that aggressive move at all. Okay, now he's super weak. And that could have worked, once again, if I had picked lightning gun, but I was also very weak. So, a bit of a combo mistake, both in terms of weapon choices, but also in terms of risking this in the first place. Something else I was not prepared for, but I was really, really lucky with the outcome of the fight. So no harm done. That was him being too greedy. Not the kind of weapon you should kind of go for with this. So he's up there. He's gonna drop down somewhere. I didn't mean to activate ability, but it didn't harm me in any way. Okay, some nice. It's always good when people just go for these shots, these jumps. Gives you an easy way to... Whoops. Let's look at that again, actually. So, I mean, this part is good, but now he can hear me, so he knows I'm gonna come out here. That's one problem. And this would have been like... I probably should have stuck with lightning gun for this. I was expecting him to go here, so that's why I fired the rocket there. I'm not sure I would have done a good job with lightning gun, but it probably was the better choice, especially since he was really weak already. Oh, it wasn't that weak actually. Never mind. Right, and now I'm kind of leaving here and not being aware that he's getting a rail angle on me. I should have stuck more closely to this corner, most likely. Maybe spam down a few rockets at him to chase him away. But yeah, I didn't anticipate this happening. Okay, once again the situation, right? Someone comes through here. Because I knew this was likely going to happen, I got closer so I could do something with lightning gun. Now once again, trying to figure out which path he's going to take.
1 minute warning.
He did a lot of restacking. Okay, that was not great, but at least I did some punishment damage. Not ideal. But I made it out there okay. Out of there. Big mistake from him coming through there. He wasn't prepared for me being there at all. Okay. I heard him coming, and the only reason this fight worked out, he must have heard me too, right? He must have heard the jump pad. It's me being faster, moving along here faster than he expected. He expected me to kind of meet me here or maybe here. Whoops. And that's what he was preparing for and what he was aiming at. And then when I am suddenly over there, he's like, what? And now I just have to run away from him for a little bit. And that's the end of the match.
You win.
So, despite making plenty of mistakes, I still managed to make a few not mistakes, and that kind of made up for it overall. So that's this match. See you in the next one.